following is a special presentation of Radio Riff, the Temple of Rock.
Do you want to metal?
I could metal.
Do you want to metal?
I'll metal if you metal.
So we're going to metal? Yes, metal. Then it is settled. We shall metal.
The queen of all things metal. DJ Diva Satya.
And we are live on Radio Riff. Welcome, everybody. This is DJ Diva Satya. You're listening to Airwaves Smackdown right here on the Temple of All Things Rock. I want to thank my buddy DJ Radar, the Canadian GPS, for taking on 3 hours of his fantastic music today. Love my man. If you want to listen to a show with a guy who knows every obscure corner of the metal catalog, check out the Canadian GPS, the Maximum Overload Show, every Thursday afternoon, right before me, right here on Radio Riff. I want to say a big hello to the people that are in the chat room today, and Radar is one of them. My sweetheart, the Lockstar, is there, and a couple incognitos. So show yourselves if you have some questions today. I have a very special guest also on the line with me. I'm going to be talking with Seattle, Washington-based band Jesus Wears Armani and their lead singer, Rich Hurst. Hey, Rich.
Hey, what's going on, Radio Riff? How you guys doing out there?
We are doing fantastic, and you've had a busy day. You were in the gym when I first hooked up with you. How's the gym going today?
It's heavy, but it's good. Getting a good workout in, getting the rock star body on.
Absolutely, because it is hard work putting on an excellent show. You are flying all over the stage when I see you guys.
Yeah, every once in a while.
So yes, you got to stay ripped. You got to stay in good shape. People that think it's easy doing what they do, they get up there and do a show for whatever it is, 30 minutes, an hour of nonstop go, go, go. It is not. You guys try it sometime.
Yeah,
so I wanted to have yeah, no kidding. So I wanted to have Jesus Wears Armani on the show for a couple of reasons. First of all, I first saw you guys not terribly long ago when you played as part of the fundraiser for the South Sun Underground. And that was a fantastic show. It was wonderful seeing you at that. And had a chance to talk to Rich real briefly during that event and mentioned that I'd want to have some local bands on, and he said, yeah, we're totally interested, especially since they have some new music out, relatively new music, I should say. It came out at the end of last year, and it's their second CD, and it's called Pray for War.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Jesus Wears Armani. There's lots of interesting questions I could ask, like first of all, the obvious is the name. Okay, so where did that come from?
Okay, well, the name came originally from a former member of ours, and we were tossing around names back and forth and just trying to figure out a name that would stick out there and tell who we are, passed around a few different names or whatever. And Jesus Wears Armani came about, and at first it started off as kind of a play on Devil Wears Prada, of course, but also it kind of talks about our views towards hypocritical people. So it's a pretty heavy meaning. A lot of people take it as a funny name, but it's actually a pretty serious thing. It's just about people pointing the finger, but at the same time, they're willing to cast people into golden calves and stuff like that, and just it's a very deep-rooted meaning for me. I don't want to offend anybody by talking more about it.
Well, that's all good. So it's a very important thing anymore to have a band name that sticks out, because there are so much out there. There's so much competition. There's so many places that people can go for their music. So first of all, the easy names are taken. More or less, and you want something that people remember and people will, gravitate to. So it's kind of a cool name. I've always thought it is. Now, the members of your band, you're on vocals. You got Cody Snee on guitar.
Yes.
Got Greg King on the bass and Jared Conley on drums. So you're a 4-piece.
Yep.
And you've been around, it says in my notes, since 2011. How did you guys get together first as a band?
Well, me and all my band members, we actually met while we were in the military together. We were stationed in this place called Schofield Barracks, which is in Hawaii. It's on the island of Oahu. And we got together because I'd just gotten out of a project that went south, and so did the other guys. And we kind of just wanted a jam band, something to play around with before we all went to Afghanistan together. And so we started up, and about a week or so, had a couple songs together, went out and played a few shows, and the welcome that we got from a lot of the people there was amazing and overwhelming. There was people that we had never seen at shows before that were showing up, and we'd only had about 2 shows this time. It was like, okay, we got something going on here, and ever since that, we've kind of been like the Goonies, just never say die and just keep pushing.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So you were all in the military currently at the time that you actually got together. That's
Yes.
pretty amazing that you have the ability. How did you work that? I mean, you guys pull long hours even when you're stateside. So
I
how
have
did you manage?
no clue how we did that.
Right, because I was going to say, I mean, the people that I know, they just work crazy hours and to exhausting levels, and I'm amazed that you were able to actually get any rehearsal time together in that situation.
Yeah, we would work about 16-hour days, and then we'd go hit the practice space, and I think it wasn't too tiring because it was something that we just always loved doing. So it was very easy just to get out of work, go eat some food, and then head straight to the practice space, and jam out for 3 or 4 hours. It's just a good release.
Exactly. I was just going to say that must have been how you kind of let go of all the tension of the day, is just kind of putting it all into your music.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned to me before that everything that you've written as a band is very, very meaningful. You talked about how the name even of the band has a very deep meaning for you all, and I know your music is quite the same. You've written things to kind of speak to the people that have been in your situation. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've always, everyone in this band, we kind of strive on this thing that we've kind of all been the kids from the other side of the tracks. The guys that grew up, rough and tumble lives and know what it feels like to be bullied on, picked on, and then having to make very hard decisions when you become an adult, because a lot of people that have been in our positions, they have to either choose, going to the military or maybe working a factory job because we can't afford college and such. And so all of our lyrics and songs drift towards those topics, towards, the underdogs, the guys that have it hard, the guys that have it rough, and the burdens, not just the physical, but the mental burdens that come along with those type of feelings.
Okay. And yet, February 2011, 4 years ago, and yet you guys have come an incredibly long way in that short time. So you were all in Hawaii when you got together. Are any of your members still in the military, or are you out now?
I think everybody's out now. We've actually replaced quite a few members since then. We've had since we got back to the military, there's only one of us that besides myself that's still in the band that was originally in the military. But I think the other past members, there's a few of them that are still in the military.
All right, but you guys you're all, locally based out of the Seattle area now. Okay, cool. Yes. And like I said, you've come a really long way, because for those of you who don't know this, the band is going to be participating next Thursday night in a most amazing show. All right. Sepultura, their 30th anniversary tour, is coming to town. It's going to be at Studio 7 next Thursday night. Doors open at 5. The show's at 5:30. And you're on the bill with Destruction, Warbringer, and Arsis and Rhine. Wow.
Yeah, it's a huge bill, and I am so excited that we are on this show. It's a landmark show for us, and it's just, it's a beautiful thing, and we're so lucky and so fortunate in order to be in this position.
So I wanted to know, how did you score this one? How did you get in on this bill?
To tell you the truth, I don't really know. I'd been searching around and I saw Arsis come up on bands in town, and I was like, and I saw it was far enough out, and I saw the bill wasn't complete, and so I called our booking guy and I said, hey, do you think you could help us out with the show and maybe get us on here? So we talked for a while, and then he messaged me back and he says, hey, you got the show, and then he goes, I got some good news for you too. And I was like, what is that? He goes, do you know who's headlining? I said, no. And he goes, Sepultura's headlining. It was like my head just exploded then. I was like, holy crap, we just wandered into a gold mine.
You did, man. I mean, that's huge. For anybody that's anywhere near metal, they always will know that band.
Yeah, I grew up listening to them.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's so cool. So it's like playing with one of your childhood, idols.
It's just like, when I was a kid, the one thing that really stuck out to me was Sepultura's Roots, Bloody Roots. Man, I used to throw it on my headphones, back when we had, the old CD players that you stuff in your pocket and they'd break all the time. And so I had this Sepultura CD, and I'd stick that song on and jump on my skateboard and, you know, just skate all day to that song. I loved it. I still can't get enough of it.
I play that one relatively frequently, and now every time I toss it on, I'll be seeing Rich. Flying down, doing a couple 180s, couple 360s, flying around on the skateboard, because I love that song too. That's probably my favorite Sepultura song. That's crazy. So yeah, very exciting that you're on this bill for next week. I've actually heard just in the last couple of days, and this is great for you guys as well, that the venue has undergone some serious upgrades. Sound and lighting wise, since I was there just a few weeks ago to see Nonpoint. So I've seen some recent pictures, and you guys are going to be looking good as well as sounding good next week. So that's exciting.
I got the opportunity to go and watch a few bands play the other night, and headlining was ironically enough the Cavalier Conspiracy. But I got a chance, you know, to hang out at the venue for a while, and it looks amazing. I'll tell you that much. The sound system is crazy good now, and the lighting is top notch, and it's cool. You actually feel like you're in a huge arena, even though you're at Studio 7.
Well, this is great because honestly, you know, they were lacking in that a little bit. I mean, it was damn dark in there when I went in with your friend Red to take pictures at that particular show. It was tough. So I'm really glad to hear they're stepping it up and making Studio 7 even more of an awesome venue to play. That's fantastic. So I'm hopefully going to be at that show. Of course, I'll have to miss my airtime, but I think it'll be worth it. What do you guys think? Totally worth it. I want to see that show. So yeah, we want to talk a little bit, first of all, about the CD and the music you're going to be playing at the show. The last CD, like I said, is called Pray for War. And we talked yesterday or the day before, and I asked you very specifically what 3 tracks from that you would want me to play for our talk tonight. And the first one that you mentioned was Arise.
Yep.
Are you playing that in the show next week?
Yeah, we are actually. We're gonna be jamming that tune out there.
Okay, cool. So why did you want me to play Arise? What does that say about your band that you wanted people to hear?
Well, first of all, not only is it one of our most trending songs on Reverb Nation and things like that, it's a really big song for me that has information on 2 different topics. One is suicide, and that how badly it hurts. The song is about a man that lost his wife she was taken, and a series of unfortunate events happened to her. And when she got home, the burden was just too much, and so she ended up committing suicide. And, you know, so it talks about, 1, suicide and how much it leaves a void in people's lives. And 2, another part of it was our guitarist, Cody, lost his fiancée a few years ago before we'd written that song. And it was also kind of the play on losing loved ones and how much it hurts, and, you know, just how much you want to call out to him, you know, come back to me, I need you here with me. So it's a pretty heavy song.
Mm-hmm. A lot of your stuff is, but man, you guys do it really well. So let's take a few minutes and listen to Arise. This is Jesus Wears Armani from their CD Pray for War on Radio.
The Riff. Arise, my dear, I need you here.
I hear you call.
And we're back with Rich Hurst from Jesus Wears Armani, and I need to make a little addendum correction to what I was telling you guys. The CD that we're currently listening to is Curse of Man, and Pray for War is the new one. We're going to talk about Pray for War in just a little bit, but we're going to continue currently with the tracks that are on this CD that's already out, and that was the first one called Arise. And we also wanted to play for you A Better Way to Die. And Rich, what do you want to tell us about that track from the album?
Yeah, that one is that was a pretty interesting one. It was a take that I took from an anti-war protester. Funny enough, it was right when I got back from deployment from Afghanistan. You know, and I dealt with some pretty bad things over there. You know, a lot of lost some friends and stuff like that, and saw just a lot of bad combat. And so when I came back, I saw this lady holding a sign up that said, American soldiers, there's a better way to die than for your country. And I thought to myself, I was like, you know, there's no better way to die than, you know, in service for your country. And so I wrote this song, and funny enough, the little bit in the beginning there, I think it's about a minute and 15 seconds in the beginning of that song. There's a little intro part there, and that is actual helmet cam audio from a firefight in Afghanistan while I was there.
Really? Seriously? I wondered where you got that.
Yep, that is a legitimate firefight that happened, that took place in this place called Gui Ridge. It's up from this place called Gui Village in the Kunar Valley, Afghanistan.
And how long were you over there?
A year.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long, long time. I'm sure it felt like longer than a year.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure when I talk to my travel agent, I'm going to let them know that that's like a one-star destination on my vacation planner.
Mm-hmm. Don't plan on going back anytime soon.
No, not at all.
No, enough of that. But to this person, wherever you are, who said there's a better way to die than for your country, we both say, my friend, you're in America, you're entitled to your opinion, but we believe you are wrong.
Yeah,
here's a better way to die. This is Jesus Wears Armani. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you know, it's kind of funny about the whole thing that, you know, people, they take the freedom of speech as they can say whatever, you know, and I support that, and I will gladly lay down my life, and so that those type of people can have the right to say that, even if it is wrong. I'll gladly give my life so they have that right to do it.
You heard it. You heard it straight from Rich's mouth. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the track. I love this one. This is A Better Way to Die. Jesus Wears Armani here on Radio Riff.
The Riff.
All right, and we are back once again. DJ Diva Satya bringing you Jesus Wears Armani right here on the Temple of All Things Rock, and that was the track called Better Way to Die. And we are still talking with Rich Hurst, the lead singer of the band. Welcome back again, Rich.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
So, this is from your second release, which is Curse of Man, which is, as you said, for the most part, a really serious group of tracks until we get to this next one that we're going to talk about. And perhaps it has a serious side too, but I find it hilarious, and it's called White Trash. And that growing up, being a little white trashy myself, I can relate to this. So what's your take on it?
Well, yeah, it's kind of that thing that, I grew up in Missouri for quite a while, and so, I was a little white trash kid for a while, but no, that song was actually written about this girl that I'm not going to mention, that we got into it on Facebook while I was in Afghanistan, and I had made some comments about, like that pole dancing aerobics that was a big craze there for a little while. I said, oh, that's like white trash exercise, and this girl got all bent out of shape. And so, come to find out, she was actually a stripper in Louisiana. So that song is very much about a Louisiana stripper.
A Louisiana stripper. That's a great story. Well, we're not dissing anybody who is theoretically of that origin because, like I said, I've been there. A lot of people I know have been there. You've been there. And, you got to have some fun with your music. It can't always be serious because it gets overwhelming. You got to have a good time with it, too. What do you guys do now when you're not cranking out the music and opening for bands like Sepultura, just an average day for Jesus Wears Armani? What do you guys do to unwind when you're not playing?
Unwind time. Holy crap. It involves video games and, funny enough, spending time in the studio just jamming out for a while because me and my guitarist, we live together, and then the bassist lives right down the street, and so does our drummer. And so we're all very close to each other. So we spend a lot of time together. And then other than that, downtime is very few and far between because we're all in college as well.
Oh, are you really? All four of you?
Yep.
Wow. What are you studying?
I'm actually going to school in the Art Institute of Seattle. That's downtown. And it's I'm studying to be, I guess in layman's terms, it would be like a music producer.
Oh, fantastic. That's awesome that all of you are taking advantage of the fact that, you've earned this.
Yeah.
So that's so neat. So you want to be a producer?
Yeah, eventually. I would actually, my end goal is I would like to be able to own a record label, and I don't want to own like a huge one. I'd like to be able to own one that I can give back as much to bands as, they're helping me out. So that's my end goal one day.
All right, that is so cool. I happen to know somebody that does a very similar thing, and I'm sure you do too. But
yep.
We need more people like that who will support the local and indie bands. We have a great local scene here. I say it every damn week on my show, every damn week, because, I will put on stuff, and my colleagues and my fans will come on in the chat room, and they'll be listening to, big name bands, blah, blah, blah. I won't drop any names, but then I'll put on something like from a local band. They're like, this is great stuff. Who is this? Why haven't I heard this? I said, it's a local Washington man. And then it'll happen again. And it'll happen week after week it happens. We are so deep here with really great talent. And yes, I'm totally biased, and I don't give a shit if you don't like it, people. But it's true. It's true. When I came to South Sun Underground, it was all day. It was 12 or 13 hours, right?
Oh, it was a huge show. There were so many bands that day and so many awesome fans that came out. There was just people from all walks of life and different ages. They were all there and all in support of the local music, and it was amazing to be not only part of that, but also be on the receiving end of it, and just being part of the whole experience. It was so sick.
It was. Every single band. We had no throwaway bands. There just aren't any. And we had one drop out the last minute because one of their players got injured. And boom, AJ's like, oh, I can find one because we've got a bazillion great bands. And somebody steps in, and they were awesome. You know, he could probably fill, and AJ, I know you're listening, by the way, you could probably fill a 2 or 3 day fest. And I know you've talked about it, and I'm going to put that bug in your ear, man, that you should do that, because there's plenty of talent in this corridor between Seattle and Portland. Am I right? Oh my God!
I'm completely convinced of that, and I'm going to second you on that. AJ, I know you're listening. I think it's time that we throw together like a 2 or 3 day festival and rent out a campground, and let's make this happen.
See, absolutely, and I will be sure that I will find a way to be there for sure. So here we go. So the challenge is on, AJ. We want to see a huge fest here, but we can totally support it because, my God, the depth of talent here in Western Washington is just amazing, and even on the eastern side too. I'm a huge fan of all those bands from that side of the state as well. So let's listen to Jesus Wears Armani, White Trash. I love this track. It's hilarious. It's fun. It's the last track on the album called Curse of Man. And when we come back, we'll talk about the new work that the band has going. This is Radio Riff, the Temple.
The Riff.
Hey, y'all. Y'all see my sister? Man, I swear to God. I swear to God.
Are you swear to God?
God damn it. I'm so fucking mad. Yes, I am.
Fuck it, I'm so fucking in it. From all the dirt you've been, your demons got a hold of me. It's too far gone to be. But then again, your disease, so just undress to appease undress.
Go ahead, baby, undress.
Just undress. God damn it, here we go again. That's all you're ever gonna be. White trash babe, trailer park queen. Maybe one day you can't seem to. Maybe one day you can't seem to fuck enough.
No, you can't.
White trash.
I love you, baby.
So what? Daddy's little angel, till you started to bleed. Then I'm the cock you'll feed. Where's around your little limerick? One brick, 2 brick, squirt yum. How does that taste, baby? You tell me. Pass around your little limerick, Daddy's little angel, till you started to bleed. What trash? What trash? What trash? What trash? What trash?
I fucking hate your kind.
What trash?
And we're back again. This is DJ Diva Satya. You're listening to Airwaves Smackdown on Radio Riff, the Temple of Rock, and AJ Ortiz is in my ear saying, I love you guys. It's like, yeah, I love you too. So get the festival together. That's all I have to say about it. All right, so I've really enjoyed having Rich Hurst on today from Jesus Wears Armani. We've talked a lot about his last CD with the band called Curse of Man, but they are once again working in the studio, which, as you said, is not quite as hard as it might be for people with everybody in such close proximity. You know, you guys live all really close to together, and you like hanging out there. So tell me about the current work that you're doing with your new tunes.
Wow. The current work is definitely way heavier than The Curse of Man. We went into kind of a darker region with a lot of our lyrics. We're talking about, the problems that a lot of our veterans face coming back from military service, and especially combat, the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and touching on the problems with alcoholism and, once again, suicide, and realizing that a lot of these guys, they have problems reintegrating back into society, and so we're trying to bring light to that subject about, that everything that you hear on the news and TV that gives soldiers a bad light when they come back isn't true. That there's an actual method to the madness and a reason why, guys have a hard time.
I've always been of the opinion, no matter what you do, whether you're a professional athlete, whether you're an educator, whether you're a professor, whether you are a serviceman or woman, if you have not walked a mile in their shoes, you really have no right to criticize, okay? So for those of you that have never been there, either put up or shut up is what I say. It's a hard thing to do. We're in a place in the world where nobody's forced to go. These people make a choice and they make a commitment to do something that is not only difficult but dangerous and noble and should be appreciated for what it is. And it changes their lives just like any major event changes people's lives. So we have to be respectful of that, Yeah,
we're trying to touch on a lot of those things and bring to light how much, soldiers, veterans need us during those times that they have the rough feelings and emotions that they're dealing with after all the horror and trauma that they've dealt with. Right. And they deserve our love and care and our thanks. They absolutely deserve our thanks every time you see one. So you found a way, thankfully, to deal with some of those feelings by your musicianship. And for some of them, that's a hard thing. And that's where the song, the title track off that album is going to be called "Pray for War." I don't want to reveal much more about the rest of the songs in there, but "Pray for War" is a song that I wrote when I was in a very dark place, and it was I had learned about Iraq falling back into the hands of ISIS, and I was very disturbed by that. I'd fought in Iraq and those type of things, and so it was kind of like me saying, I understand what it's like, to. A lot of soldiers have a thing where they say, oh, well, send me back to combat. I'd rather be there than here. And that's my song saying, I totally understand how you would rather be back there, because that, the the bad stuff and all the horrible things that come about it. And when you're coming back in and reintegrating back into college or a new job or generally just into family life, how troubling that can be to kind of shut down that animal part of you and try to become, the best way I can put it, I guess, is a normal human being again. And a lot of people, they have a hard time being able to do that. So that's what that song's about.
Well, the interesting thing right now is, and I haven't seen it yet, but I've read a lot about, for example, the film of American Sniper, and there should be a lot of awareness now, if you've seen this, of just how hard it is. From what I've read and from what I've heard from people who've seen it, it's a pretty accurate portrayal of what that kind of life is like in that tense atmosphere that you're in when you're on the front lines and actually in danger that way. So people should be a little more understanding of just how difficult it is, and how difficult it is for the people, the wives, the families that are connected with that.
Yeah, and
they really should.
Also, this album is also to kind of bring awareness about, besides all that, just what goes on in daily life in a combat zone, and how it affects people. And actually, here pretty soon, March 23rd will mark since 2011 that we lost 4 of our closest friends and some of our biggest fans to a roadside bomb on Afghanistan. And so, we're really touching on that one, and kind of just trying to shed light on the whole thing and make it help people to understand more than what CNN and Fox News and things like that try to portray.
It's real. It's not. There's nothing pretty about it, and it's difficult. So
Yes.
it's such a good thing, though. Like I said, that at least you guys have been able to take what you've experienced and relieve some of the pressure and channel it into your music and the music that you put together as a band.
Once this album is done, like I said, it's a lot darker, it's a lot heavier. Overall, I mean, it's super heavy, and you know, by the time you're done listening to this album, I mean, you're gonna be able to wear it. You know,
I like that. You can wear it.
Yeah, you know, it'll just be all over you. You know, that you're just saying, you know, because you know the whole message is, you know, that no matter what, you know, no matter what adversity, whether it be PTSD or alcoholism or whatever it is, you know, let you know, hey, you're part of our family, and we never discriminate. We'll never turn you away. You know, we'll always have your back. You know, that whole saying, you know, we got your six. You know, we wholeheartedly embrace that we've got your back. We will take care of you. You know, I mean, I've even, like, there's been times I've had fans that have had rough days, you know, and they've lost things, and I've taken them in for the night, made sure they had food, sent them out in the right way, you know, or sometimes just sat down and talked with people and, you know, helped them work through their problems. And, you know, it's not all combat related either. Some guys, you know, it's just, you know, I'm having a rough day, I need someone to talk to, and, you know, I'm more than willing, any of my bandmates are willing to stop and just say, hey, brother, what's going on with you? You know, do you need help? You know, what can I help you out with?
Wow, that's awesome of you. You sound like the kind of person that anyone would be lucky to call a friend, and if I am ever stuck, you're right there on my list.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you. You know, I want to leave my listeners with a couple of really important things. First of all, and most important, and Rich and I talked about this during the break, you as people, as connoisseurs of music, as rockers, as metalheads who are listening to this, go out, okay? Get away from your computer, get away from your radio for a little while, because yes, the things I bring you are great, but the live experience, bar none, blows what I can do for you away. I would be nothing without these people that put the music together. So go to a local show, okay? If you're in the area, if you can get up to Studio 7 next Thursday night, go the hell up there and see Sepultura and all these other bands that are supporting, as well as Jesus Wears Armani. Go and see the show, you know, and when you go, support the venue, because without the venue, there's nowhere to play. Tip your bartender, buy some food, tell the guys who you're there to see, thank them for booking the band, you know, say something on social media. Man, I went to a great show at blah blah blah's bar last night. I went to a great show. You should check this place out. They book good bands. You know, use the power of the internet that we have, as well as the power of the eye to eye. You know, I've seen more and more bands doing this recently, making flyers the old-fashioned way, putting them in people's hands. Oh wow, I didn't know there was a venue here. Oh wow, I didn't know there was this band doing this show. Thanks for giving me this. Okay? Talk to people. You might find your next favorite band on the planet at a local show, because let's face it, every band was a local band at the beginning.
Yeah, and you know, and that's pretty cool, because I love that you're bringing light to that, because, you know, the music business, or whatever you want to call it, the business of just being in a band, is a fan-driven business. You know, we need support from the local community to help bring our name out there, because, you know, no one can do it on their own. Any band that tells you they can do that, they're either foolish or, you know, high on drugs or something, because, you know, we need everybody that can get out there. Everybody, you know, because, I mean, you know, we're only 4 guys. There's only so much we can do, but if, you know, we got a whole army behind us, you know, nothing can stop us, you know, and you know, the more people that come out and the more support we get, the better shows will come to town. You know, more local bands be willing to come out of their shells, you know, because let's face it, it's a rough time in the music business right now. You know, a lot of things are falling apart, and, you know, a lot of bands are breaking up and other bands are forming, you know, so we need all the fans everywhere. Don't just come out and support one band, you know, or see one band and leave. Stay the entire show. Buy T-shirts, buy merchandise, you know, come up, you know, talk to bands, get to know us. You know, we're not gods, we're not into this stuff, you know, we're just like everybody else. You know, we just have the opportunity and the awesome luck to be able to get on stage and do what we do and do it well. And here in Seattle, there's so many great bands, so many great local bands. You know, you got bands from, you know, Portland to Yakima to Spokane, all the way over to Seattle, down to Tacoma, down to Olympia. You know, they're everywhere. And all it is it's just get up, close your laptop, and you know what? Take a bus, take a cab, walk, ride a bike, skateboard to a local venue, you know, and just come out and support, rock out, you know, just come out and show bands how much they mean to you, because you never know, you know, you could be having a bad day. You go out, you see a band, your day magically just got better. Nothing says have an awesome day like heavy metal.
You and I should get a pulpit and go to the street corner and preach the word of metal. But, you know, it's really, really true. And a lot of times people, the other thing that I wanted to mention, too, is a lot of times people bitch. It's like, oh, so-and-so's tour, they're not going to Seattle. They're not going to, they're not going to our area. You know what? You got to support them. You got to talk it up. That's what gets them out here. You know, people are always bitching, oh, no Seattle date. Oh, no Portland date. Oh, no. You gotta do that. And the more you get them here, then the more local bands can get on that bill and get the exposure, and we build the business.
Yeah,
okay?
You know, and what's funny about that, you know, is even though a lot of people, you know, they say social media has a bad name, you know, there's plenty of creepers and stuff. Yes, that's very true. But get on social media, like the band's Facebook page, Reverb Nation page, you know, anything, support them, share songs, share the page, because that just lets us, the band, know that, you know, where we're needed. It's not where we're wanted, it's where we're needed. You know, that we need to get out there and we need to perform for you guys because you guys are asking for us.
Listen to this. This is so good. All right. We could go on for hours and hours, I think, because we're both really passionate about this. It's been such a pleasure to have you on today, Rich. I want to get back to your specific band again a minute, Jesus Wears Armani. Where can my listeners go to find out more about what you are doing as a band?
You can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Jesus Wears Armani. That's all one word. Reverb Nation, which is www.reverbnation.com/Jesus Wears Armani and the number 1. And you can also find us on Instagram underneath Jesus Wears Armani, or if you're on Instagram, just hashtag Jesus Wears Armani. You know, anything that you post about us, we will repost and everything else, and that's where you can find us at.
All right, awesome. Well, you heard it here. Check them out. Their newest release. Any thoughts about when Pray for War is scheduled to be released yet?
I'm not going to give a date yet. Let's just say it'll definitely be released here soon. I just don't want to put a date on there and then us not being able to keep that date. So it's kind of open-ended right now, but have faith, it will be soon.
Okay, in the meantime, next Thursday night, Studio 7, doors open at 5 o'clock. Show is at 5:30 with Sepultura, Destruction, Warbringer, Arsis, Rhine, and yours truly, Jesus Wears Armani. Thanks again, Rich. Oh! Yeah, badass. I'm going to actually play some of those bands coming up next so you can hear just what kind of bill you're in for when you head up to Studio 7. Thanks again for being on the show. I've loved every minute, man.
Thank you for having me. It's been amazing.
And you are a kindred soul, and I love a kindred soul. Rock on, stay metal, and have a fantastic rest of your week.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, and I think I will be seeing you next Thursday night. All right, you heard it, people. The SmackDown will most likely not be on next Thursday night because I will be banging my head at Studio 7. Thank you so much, Rich. Have a great night.
Oh, yeah, thank you again.
The Riff.